What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back at it with another episode of Imperialism. Here's what the current map looks like. We've got Texas, Texas A&M, Oklahoma's been doing really well. New Mexico's dominating a lot of the land. And see, San Francisco's doing well, Nevada, and then Portland State taking over a lot of Oregon. Dartmouth is still doing pretty well. You know how it is, but let's get right back into it. So, if you don't know how it works, we first spin this wheel, and whatever team it lands on, that is the team who will be playing first. It's going to be Cincinnati. Now we spin the arrow to see which direction they'll be attacking. And Cincinnati will be going southeast. And with that, they'll be attacking northern Kentucky. So now we simulate the game, and let's see how it went. And wow, Northern Kentucky's actually going to win. It's a big surprise because Cincinnati was favored by 14 points. And then Northern Kentucky gets all of Cincinnati's land. So then we take Cincinnati off the wheel and we spin again. We currently only have 129 teams left, which we started with well over 300. Next up, Virginia Tech will be going. And let's see where they'll be attacking. Gonna go northeast, and we will have a good matchup here as they'll be taking on Liberty. So now we see how this game goes, and okay, Virginia Tech is going to handle Liberty and win by 8 points, and that is a lot of land they just got. And we spin again. Next up will be Marquette. Okay. And this could be a good game no matter which direction they go. They're gonna go across the river or I guess the lake, and they're gonna go east. And they will be playing St. Bonaventure. So let's see how this game goes. And St. Bonaventure is gonna beat Marquette, which is a huge upset. Marquette was favored by 17. Marquette won. This is the only time St. Bonaventure has ever won when people simulated it. So we've had some good games so far, and Marquette, who is one of the favorites to win it in March Madness, and also on here, just got eliminated, so that's crazy. And St. Bonaventure is slowly taking over the North. And next up, it's going to be Kansas. Okay, another one of the favorites going up next. So let's spin to see where they'll be going. Gonna go north, so let's see where that is. And if you look at it here, it looks like that would be Creighton, so that could be a very good game. So let's see how this one goes. Okay, Kansas is gonna win by 6 points. They were favored by 4, and okay, so Kansas won 60% of the time, so that makes sense. And there you go. Creighton, who had a lot of land, is about to get knocked off the map. And Kansas just picked up an incredible amount of land. And if we zoom out a little bit here, they have the majority of Central America. So Kansas continues to stay alive, and we spin again. And we go Iowa to play next. Now let's see where they're going to be attacking. Gonna go northeast. And we've had a lot of good games today, and we're gonna have another one as they take on Wisconsin. And let's see how this game goes. Oh man, Iowa's gonna win by 15. So let's see. Okay, so Iowa won 68% of the time. So not a big surprise here, but they were not picked to win by as much as 15. Iowa takes over a ton of land in Wisconsin. And let's spin the wheel again. And next up is going to be Morehead State. And let's see where they'll be attacking. It could be Kentucky. I don't even remember if they're still in it. Then west it's going to go. And I was correct. They will be playing Kentucky. So this should be a walk in the park for Kentucky, but you never know. And it wasn't a walk in the park. Pretty close game. They only won by 6, but they will be moving on. And Kentucky takes over some more land in their state of Kentucky. Now, I am excited. Hopefully, we get to see Kentucky play Virginia Tech to see who gets a large area of land. So we spin again and see who will be going up next. But so far today, we've had some good matchups. So be sure to subscribe so you get notified whenever a new video comes out. And SIU will be going up next. And let's spin the arrow to see where they'll be attacking. It's going to go north. So this has always been really confusing to me. But there's SIU, who were the Cougars. And then there's SIU Edwardsville, I believe. And they're going to be going up against each other to see who the best SIU is. So I guess we'll check this out, see who the best SIU is, and it's going to be SIU Edwardsville. I don't know why they made two of them, but that's just the way it is. Southern Indiana was actually favored by a couple of points, but SIU Edwardsville actually wins by 15, so a big, not really an upset, but they were not picked to win by that much. So SIU Edwardsville is the best SIU now, and they've got some tough competition around them though. Indiana, which they can't play right now, but if Illinois gets eliminated, they will, and Illinois could get eliminated by Purdue, who they could play, and then St. Louis, who also is good, they could play, as well as Missouri, so it's stacked all the way around them. It's going to be very tough, and also SEMO too. They made it to March Madness this year, and SIU did not, so we're going to have to see how it shakes down in that area, but I don't see them surviving. So we're going to spin this wheel again and see who's going to be next. We've had some good matchups so far today. Next up, West Virginia. They have a lot of land. You need to watch out for them, but it could all end, and let's see who they'll be playing. So it looks like they will be playing, well, they're going to be attacking north, so let's see who that is. So maybe this isn't as good as we might have thought it would be. They're going to have to be playing Dayton. I was kind of hoping they would have played Pitt for, they have a big rivalry. They have a name for it, I just kind of forget it. But they'll play Dayton instead. But if West Virginia or Pitt gets picked, they have a high chance of playing each other if West Virginia beats Dayton here. So let's see how this one goes. Oh man, it was a really close game. West Virginia was favored by 10 points, but they only won by 2. But it does not look like there was an overtime. So a very close call for West Virginia there, but they will move on. So not a lot of land for West Virginia, but they'll take it. And I am excited to see if we do get West Virginia versus Pitt later on. So with Dayton off the map, we will spin again. And let's see who will be going next. I hope my team, North Carolina, gets to play a little bit more. Actually, maybe I don't. They will probably lose. But Utah will be going next. And let's see where they'll be playing. The Utes will go northeast. Let's see where that is. So it looks like they'll be playing Weber State next. So Weber State has won a game, so they have quite a bit of territory. They didn't start with very much, but they won a large chunk of southwest Wyoming. So there's a lot of land up for grabs, but Utah will probably be heavily favored. So Utah taking on Weber State. Let's see how this one goes. And yeah, like I said, it's no problem for Utah. They'll win by 20 to move on. And wow, Utah takes a lot of land from Weber State. And we'll see how they do going into the tournament. And they have Boise State around them. They have Wyoming around them. And then Montana Grizzlies up there. But the Grizzlies started with a lot of land. So they haven't even had to play very much. Maybe 1, maybe 2 games. But then also BYU, so you might want to watch out for them as well. So let's spin again and see who will be going up next. And if you do like this series, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to. Nothing forceful, you don't have to. But Cleveland State will be playing next. And crowded state of Ohio, let's see who they'll be playing. They're going to go, I don't even know if this is still in Ohio. It might go into Pennsylvania. They will go east. So it is not Youngstown State. It's going to go right to Akron. The Zips will be playing next to take over that part of northern Ohio. So let's see Cleveland State Akron. How is this game going to go? It's going to be no problem at all. The Zips will win by 20, but they were only favored by 5, so Big win for them, and let's take Cleveland State off of the map. So Akron gets a decent amount of land, not too much, but they do have Bowling Green around them that they might have to play. Youngstown State also, but then also if they get north, if it's at the right angle, they could play St. Bonaventure actually up in Michigan. Also, Ohio State's probably their biggest problem, but Pitt could be a challenge as well. Let's spin again and see who will be up next. Next up will be, it's gonna be North Dakota State, who has a lot of land. They actually just started with a lot of land. They didn't even have to win any games. So let's see who they'll be playing. So let's see which direction they will be attacking. It's gonna go, well, it's gonna go southeast. And to say there's a lot of land up for grabs is an understatement, as they'll be taking on South Dakota, who has pretty much half of Central America. Actually, maybe not quite that much, but still a lot of land. Okay, so this could be a good game, but not only that, there's so much up for grabs. Man, by 1 point, not even in overtime, but North Dakota State wins by 1 to take over a huge amount of land. So North Dakota State, huge amount of land that they just picked up. No, is that, I want to say that's Nebraska and I don't even know. No, it's South Dakota and part of Nebraska that they will be taking over. So they have North Dakota, who, if they play them, that would be a huge game. And then St. Thomas as well. So a lot of huge teams around them. And then also Montana. Slim chance to play them, but it's still possible. And then also Wyoming, who has a lot of land. So this territory, we're starting to see who the best teams are coming out of there. So we are now down to 120 teams. And let's spin the wheel again. Next up is gonna be Charlotte, who has a lot of land. So let's see who they'll be playing. Crowded State of North Carolina. I hope my Tar Heels get to play, because they can beat Charlotte easy. But it's gonna go north, so that will not be the Heels. It appears that it'll be Old Dominion, actually, who does not have much land at all. But Charlotte can pick up a little bit of land just to finish off their section there. So let's see. I could see an upset here, but I don't know. Okay, so the 49ers are going to win by 20 points. They were only favored by 5, but they win by 20, and that is a huge win for them. Well, not really a huge win, but they won by a lot. So Charlotte gets even more land, but I just want to say the best teams in North Carolina don't have much land. I'm talking the Heels here. They didn't make March Madness. That's a little sad for me, but Duke also, who did make March Madness, is like a 4 seed. And then South Carolina here. All of these teams are going to be very tough. If they play either the Heels or Duke, I think they're going to lose both of them. So I wouldn't get your hopes up too much if you're Charlotte. Let's spin again and see who's going up next. So I'm a little disappointed because we're at part 8 already, and my Tar Heels still haven't played a game, and it looks like they still won't, as Hartford will be playing. So let's spin again. Maybe my Tar Heels will get to play by the end of this episode, but the Hartford's going to be attacking South, so let's see who that is. And it looks like they'll be playing Iona in a pretty good game. So let's see, Hartford versus Iona. How is this one going to turn out? Okay, it's not, well, I guess it's kind of close, but Iona is going to win by 12 in this one. So a tough break for Hartford, but their season is over. So Iona gets quite a bit of land, and they have this whole area here. So we'll do a couple more rounds today. We've already 15 minutes in. I don't want to make this video too long because we all know your attention spans are as small as a mustard seed, and Kentucky will be going up next. And let's spin the arrow again, and it's gonna go southeast. So with that, they're gonna be playing Eastern Kentucky, but if they can win this game, it's gonna start getting very difficult for them because It's going to open up a higher chance for them to play Virginia Tech, and then they can also play Tennessee, which they do not want to play them. Then they can also still play Indiana. If Indiana gets beat by Purdue or Illinois, then it's still going to be super tough for them. So they are in a tough area right now. So we've got a good one here. Kentucky's going to continue winning. They've won, I want to say they've played probably 5 or 6 times this series. And they win by 9 to handle Eastern Kentucky. So I think Kentucky's slowly starting to become one of the favorites in this series as they take over even more land. But as I pointed out, they have a really tough area to take care of. So we'll have to see how it all plays out in future episodes, or maybe even at the end of this one. So let's spin the wheel again. Let's do 2 more rounds today. And then I'm going to get some lunch because it's already 2 o'clock. And Oklahoma will be going next. And which direction will they be attacking? I'm going to go north, so let's see who that is. And this is one of the best. I think this is going to be one of the best games today. You see Kansas State going to be taking on Oklahoma in a battle for the ages. Oklahoma's been doing incredible the entire series, but it all comes down to this. Their season could end, and they got a really tough opponent in Kansas State. So let's see how it goes. Could be the game of the day. And it is a good game, but Oklahoma's going to win. As you can see here, the average score is 71.1 to 71.1. So it was dead even here. Let's look at the simulations. Oklahoma won 52%, Kansas won 48%. So a very good game there. But Oklahoma is going to continue their dominance. And Oklahoma is now the king of Central America. So let's do the final matchup of the day. Let's spin the wheel. Let's get a good one. Let's let my heels play. Come on, please. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, but SEMO is going to be playing. I like it. Let's see where they'll be playing. Could they play Missouri? That would be a good one to end, but I don't believe so. I believe Missouri is north of them, so we have Southwest. Let's see who that's going to be. And we do have a good one to end it. Tennessee State, who, if you remember, I forget who the team was, but they had this huge, it was Villanova. And Villanova, Vanderbilt, I named a whole episode of this series after them because they were dominating. They beat like 7 or 8 teams. They were by far the best team in the country. And then Tennessee State, with their tiny little territory, came out of nowhere and just killed them. So SEMO has maybe a tough challenge. I don't know. But SEMO did make March Madness. Just remember that. And this could be a wild one to end it. 2, no-name schools going at it right now. But, oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Is this the same Tennessee State team that we saw who put up 90 against Vanderbilt? I don't know, but SEMO, who's favored by 4 points, beat them by, how many, 42? This is insane. They won 90 to 48. You better watch out for SEMO. And that is how we're going to end it. SEMO takes over all of Tennessee State's land. And this episode is going to end. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like it, be sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And let's get to 20 subscribers. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Peace.